Today's video is all about spring lawn tips, frequently asked questions, putting out our pre-emergence today, talk a little bit about Celeprin, talk about what's going on in the property in the future plans for the Tiff Tuff, the lawn out the front, about Taylor's house, Josh's house, and just get some stuff done. Let's get into it. If this video seems a bit all over the place too, unfortunately we filmed this already and all the audio didn't work, so we're refilming bits and pieces of it.
Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. Who's gonna spray it?
Probably Taylor.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Oh, go. Ready? Scissors, paper, rock. Oh. Yeah.
Well then.
What the heck has happened down here? This is cockatoos making this mess. We found some armyworm in the green, believe it or not, so we sprayed it because that's what we thought the cockatoos were going for, but they're still going off their nut. Just before we get into doing the pre-emergent on the surrounds, we're just going to fix up these patches from the dirty cockatoos. So I'll show you how we do that.
Just so you know, Josh is in the grey today and Ben's in the blue. Yo mate, what up?
So we're just on pre-emergence quickly. If you hadn't watched our video the other week, we're putting out some barricade today to stop paspalum coming up on these ryegrass surrounds here. We can't use it on the bent grass because bent grass won't handle pre-emergent, but we're going to put it on the ryegrass to stop paspalum coming up. It also helps with summer grass, winter grass if you're doing it in the winter time, and other broadleaf weeds too. So if you come just over here, so last season we had a ton of paspalum coming up in this area, and it's because I only put out my barricade at 30 mil per 100 square metres. So just down here, there's still a little bit left from last season. It is an annual weed, but some of it survived just over this time of year. It's just happened. So we'll make sure this time we go out at 40 mil per 100 square metres.
40.
So I'm not putting out a Celeprin today because we actually don't have any in the shed at the moment. So I'm just waiting for my liquid to turn up, but we'll put some liquid out on the green and on the surrounds too. We've still got a little while, like middle of September, if we got it out, we'd still be protecting ourselves for the season, but we like to do it early here just while we're getting all our preventives out, because they do last up to 6 months. So I thought we'd go through some frequently asked questions when we're getting into emails and DMs on Instagram and Facebook. But the first one that just continuously keeps coming up is, can you mix pre-emergent and your Celeprin at the same time?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can actually.
Yeah, that's basically the answer. The next one is, can you use pre-emergence before renovation? This has come up a lot in the inbox too. So what's the answer, Josh?
The answer is yes, you can. You can because it binds to the soil so well, but you have to make sure when you put new soil into those core holes that it's clean soil, so no more seeds come through that and they germinate.
Yeah, exactly. Now, obviously if you're doing a lawn renovation like early spring, like September, feel free to do it after your reno. Here we like to do this a little bit earlier because it's not warm enough really until October to start doing renovations for repair, because even the Tiff Tuff over there, you can see it's still quite dormant and brown, so we need to get out our preventatives now so they're actually protected throughout the whole of the season.
So another question we kept getting is, can we put granular fertiliser down now? And the answer is simply when you start seeing some green growth, pretty much. Like a decent amount of green growth.
So green growth, or your soil temps are getting up around that 16 degrees. Obviously the Tiff Tuff here is brown as, and it's got a little bit of green shoots, but not enough that it's going to actually take in granular ferts. It's just going to be wasting your product. Even liquid ferts I wouldn't. They're like the bent and the rye. Even though it's not 14 degrees here in Orange, we can still put some out because we're going to get some growth out of it. But the way I can normally tell that you will get results with granular ferts is you're starting to get like quite a lot of growth in it, and it's starting to green up very nicely, which it is on the cool season. But for like our warm season grass, like a Tiff Tuff Kike and that, in a climate like ours, where it's still cold, we're getting 0 degrees a night, nah, hold off.
But in Queensland, send it.
Now, when it comes to spraying, make sure you wear the proper PPE so you're safe. So always follow the label, because you want to be safe when you're spraying herbicides, pesticides, anything along those lines. Now today we're putting out our barricade at 40 mil, as I said, per 100 square metres, 500 square metres around the ryegrass surrounds. So all up we're doing 200 mil of that, and we're going to add some seaweed in there too, some of our seaweed plus. Just because we're watering this product in, I I want to get something else in there too that's going to help with their root system. Because ryegrass doesn't handle the heat so well, I really want to build this root system up over the next couple of months. So we're going to be at least doing, every time we do an application, add a little bit of seaweed on top just to help strengthen that root system up, get it nice and dense and ready for the summertime. Once you finish applying that, make sure you water it in within at least 24 hours. I mean, you can leave it up to a week, but your pre-emergent can be broken down by the sun a little bit. So just make sure when you put it out, water it in the next day if you're going to. If you mix something like some bow and arrow with it, that's fine, but you will have to definitely make sure you wait 24 hours to water it in, just so the bow and arrow actually gets taken up by the leaf properly. Now, so I want to quickly talk about a few of the projects we've got going on over the next little bit. The Tiff Tuff here, as you can see at the moment, still quite brown and dormant, but we're going to do a massive reno on the Tiff Tuff here. Probably spray some weeds out soon because we've had so much rain recently. There's just a ton, like an absolute ton of weeds popping up all over the place. Now the pre-emergence worn off, and just all that rain has just made all this stuff germinate. So it's mostly like thistle, a little bit of clover. The thistle we could get with some bow and arrow, but this ryegrass that we've got popping up here, you need to use something like Odessa, or you could use something like Colosseum too. Just be aware that's only safe for Tiff Tuff or couch grasses. You can't use it on kike, whereas Odessa you can safely use on kike and buffalo and zoysia too. But we've also got a renovation coming up at Josh's house, which will be one in town. So we'll do all that by hand, top dress by hand, core aerate, everything. Gonna get that all done probably around October, maybe end of September if things are growing enough. We've also got a lawn renovation to do at Taylor's place too. So he's got kike there. We're going to be doing probably some sprigging. We won't be seeding anything there, but we're going to try to get that to fill in with some plugs and a couple of different ways to get it repaired. So I'm excited to show you guys that over the next little bit. We've also got my front lawn, which we've ripped up, we've sprayed out and put some irrigation in. So let's go talk about that. You can see that the kike was dead. Look at that. So Roundup has really kicked in, and we're going to be overseeding this area with some couch grass. So the couch we're going to be using is called Royal Bengal couch, which is a finer leafed couch, not a hybrid, but it's finer leafed. Got it up on the website now for purchasing too if you're interested, but we're not going to be able to do this probably until October, maybe even end of October, when the soil temps are warm enough for the couch seed to come up. You've got to be very careful with couch seed. It's a little bit hard to get to germinate and get going, but once it's going, you're going to be sweet. So we'll do that then. I'm still not sure. We're going to do a few more glyphosate sprays, but I think I'm actually going to leave the kike here, as in not take the top off, and just leave the grass there, which is why we need to do a couple of follow-up sprays. Now, my reasoning behind leaving it here is because it's quite a big slope here. Can't really see it on camera, but it slopes a lot down, and I really want the seed to hold in place, and leaving a little bit of like actual grass there will stop that erosion, which will be good. So we're going to tie this up, spray it probably 2 to 3 more times with glyphosate. As you can see, there's actually a bit more kike coming up. If you weren't aware, kike, when you hit it with a Roundup, will keep coming back quite a few times. So good thing we've had lots of rain, so it's helped more come back through, which is nice, but we just got to keep on top of it. So next week we'll do a follow-up spray, 2 weeks later again, and then probably a third time, just to be really, really safe. And if we end up having to deal with kike down the track, I'll show you guys how to deal with that when the time comes. But anyway, we've got so much content coming up over the next little bit. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. We've got projects going on at my old house in town. If you missed that, go and check that video and see how that lawn is looking. Taylor's place, Josh's place, some projects here, but we're trying to be a lot more homeowner focused this year, really focus on things that are going to relate to you. We're still going to include stuff from the green, but a lot of that content's now going on Instagram. If you go on Instagram, we're doing daily reels on there, doing a couple of hole-in-one challenges and everything too. We've also got a new podcast out, which we do once a week. It's a separate YouTube channel to this channel here, but I'm excited, man. I'm really excited for this season to get into it. Obviously, Josh is full-time now, and so is Taylor. So we're just trying to do as much as we can. Happy to help you guys out too. We're always checking our emails, help@lawntips.net. If you guys need any tips and advice, we've got our website, lawntips.net, which is what helps run this whole thing. That's how we do the projects. That's how I've employed my brother. So I appreciate you guys checking that out. And we're always there to help if you have no idea where to start. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate yous. I'm looking forward to this year.